Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Nako, interesting case study na naman ang ating pag-uusapan. It's been a while since I discussed a federal court ruling with, again, something na alam ko may matututunan na naman tayo. No? Remember a while back, I had an episode talking about how somebody's citizenship was revoked dahil napatunayan na na-acquire niya ang kanyang una, syempre, yung pagiging PR and then eventually citizenship. Na-acquire niya yon through marriage fraud. Ang story, brief summary lang. Yung inasawa niya na naging sponsor niya, naghiwalay rin sila eventually and then that person ended up marrying somebody else. After years, several years, naging citizen na nga eh. Tsaka nagsumbong, umamin yung first spouse, yung naging sponsor nga. Anyway, so that's what happened. Inimbestigahan ng IRCC, napatunayang it was a marriage for convenience, nirevoke ang kanyang citizenship. Now, we have a similar situation. Ito naman po, umamin din na marriage fraud. Umamin na nag-engage in marriage fraud, naging citizen na rin ito. Ngayon, nirevoke ang kanyang citizenship ng IRCC. But then this person went to court to fight it, to question the ruling. At ang naging outcome, alam mo, the judge in this specific case sided with the citizen. Okay? Kinancel, kumbaga, yung revocation ng citizenship. O, di ba? Iba naman to. Bakit kaya ang naging dahilan para magtagumpay, at least dito sa federal court ruling, or at least dito sa judicial review, itong taong apektado? Sige, puntahan natin ang kanyang storya. Basahin natin ang okay. So again, this is a federal court decision 2023 po ito na-publish. Sige. Sabi dito, Mr. Wei obtained Canadian citizenship through a misrepresentation. And now he is seeking judicial review of the revocation of his citizenship. Okay? So anong storya? Dumating daw po si Mr. Wei galing China noong 2001 on a study permit. 5 years later, 2006, nakapangasawa po ng Canadian citizen who then sponsored him for PR at naging citizen noong 2011. Okay? Now, IRCC, ito na nga, it was later discovered that the marriage was a marriage of convenience. Ito na naman, The woman in question confessed to accepting money for marrying Mr. Wei and sponsoring him for permanent residence. She confirmed that they never lived together and that they only met 3 times. Hindi po clear dito paano na umabot sa confession, Hindi natin alam, baka may nagsumbong, inimbestigahan, napaamin yung sponsor. But remember, alam mo, isa po to sa mga difficulties when entering into such arrangements, which again, bawal po yan, do not get into that. Hawak ka lagi sa leeg, in a way, nung iyong sponsor. Diba? Kahit pa eventually hiwalay na kayo, yun supposedly naging agreement ninyo, naghiwalay, you'll never know. Baka gusto niyang kumita. In 10 years, mawalan siya ng pera, sabihin niya, susumbong ka o bigyan mo ako ng pera. Ibig sabihin, these things also happen, so be careful about that. Kung kayo ay nag-iisip gawin to, which again, I do not encourage you to do that. But in this case, hindi ko alam paano umabot sa confession, hindi na po nabanggit dito. Okay. So, ito na, umamin na nga daw po yung sponsor. Si Mr. Wei, hindi na dinenay. He conceded the misrepresentation. He expressed remorse, sabi dito, and explained that he acted in this manner because he is a gay man and thought that this was the only way of avoiding a return to China where he would be persecuted on account of his sexual orientation. Yan po nakasulat dito. Ito pa. Ang sabi dito, he had asserted that he had been in a same-sex relationship in Canada for more than 10 years. He also invoked his establishment in Canada the fact that revoking his citizenship would render him stateless and would suffer hardship and discrimination if removed to China. Yan po ang kanyang naging dahilan, depensa. So yung IRCC, in deciding to revoke his citizenship, sabi dito, they gave little weight. Okay? Hindi nila binigyan ng karampatang bigat. Yan. Yung pag-express ng remorse ni Mr. Wei, according to this document, and found that there was insufficient evidence of Mr. Wei's same-sex relationship. Oh, okay. Yung nag-decide rin daw, okay? Hindi rin binigyan ng bigat yung kanyang establishment in Canada. Mainly because, yun na nga kumbaga sinasabi daw ng IRCC officer na nag-revoke, resulta lahat pa rin yan ng kanyang misrepresentation when he acquired his permanent residency and eventually in citizenship. Okay. Sabi din daw nung officer, meron namang pathway. Kung sakaling bumalik itong si Mr. Wei sa China, the laws there afforded him a pathway to have his Chinese citizenship restored. Okay. So ngayon, sige, puntahan na natin. Shortcut na tayo doon sa desisyon ni Judge. Basically, inalaw niya, okay, ginrant niya ang petition for judicial review. Okay. Ibig sabihin naman po yan, hindi automatic na okay na siya, safe na siya. Ika-cancel lang po yung naging decision na revocation. And then the case will be transferred to a different officer for a fresh set of eyes para i-review po muli itong kasong ito. Sabi ni Judge, the decision is unreasonable. And also, there was a failure, sabi dito, to meaningfully address Mr. Wei's submissions. Bakit? Ano kaya itong failure to meaningfully address yung posisyon basically ni Mr. Wei? Briefly put, okay, the judge in this federal court ruling said, there was no genuine assessment of whether revocation of Mr. Wei's citizenship is a proportionate response to his misconduct. Okay. Tamang punishment ba ito? Proportionate ba itong punishment na ito doon sa kanyang ginawang pagkakamali? Okay. Ang sabi din ni Judge, what is needed is a fair consideration of the actual consequences of rendering Mr. Wei stateless or severing his establishment in Canada. Dapat daw konsiderahin din ang magiging kalalagyan ni Mr. Wei kung i-revoke ang kanyang citizenship. Ang sagot daw kasi ni Mr. Wei dito sa sinasabi ng IRCC officer na nag-revoke ng kanyang citizenship, di ba sabi, may paraan naman para ma-reacquire niya yung Chinese citizenship niya kung sakaling bumalik siya sa China. Ang sabi daw ni Mr. Wei, while Chinese law provides a mechanism for that, it is discretionary and there were reasons to doubt that his application for the reacquisition of his Chinese citizenship would be accepted. Okay? Tapos pinaliwanag din niya ang practical consequences of statelessness if he were unable to reacquire yung kanyang Chinese citizenship. And because of that, ayun na nga, no? So because of those and other medyo technical reasons cited in the decision, sabi ng judge, the application for judicial review will be granted. The decision revoking Mr. Wei's citizenship will be quashed and the matter will be remitted to a different minister's delegate for reconsideration. So ayun guys, no? At least panalo dito si Mr. Wei. Pero hindi pa tapos ang kanyang laban. Dahil again, ang purpose lang naman po ng judicial review is pinapa-review nga ang isang existing decision. So ngayon, nagwagi siya, kaya ipapasa lang ito sa ibang officer for another assessment, for a fresh assessment. So yun, what do you guys think about this case? Sa akin lang, again, very complicated din talaga kung ikaw ay manghimasok sa isang marriage fraud. many complications can still happen even if ma-acquire mo na ang iyong citizenship. Okay? It could forever haunt you. Sa totoo lang, ano? What do you guys think? If we have similar stories about this, let me know. Put them down there in the comment section. Maikli lang ang ating episode. I'll end this episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!